how many of you have heard of Marco Tempest? How many of you have seen him? He's unbelievable. He uses interactive technology and computer graphics to get you to believe what some see as impossible. Let's have a big warm welcome to Marco Tempest.
Hello, everyone. So I work with digital technology and new media and illusions. And I'd like to start my presentation today with a demonstration of augmented reality. The visuals you're about to see are not pre-recorded. They're live and reacting to me in real time. So let's bring this system up on the screens and let's get going. Okay. And through the magic of technology. All right, so let's keep your fingers crossed. Augmented reality is the melding of the real world with computer-generated imagery. It seems the perfect medium to investigate magic and ask why in a technological age we continue to have this magical sense of wonder. Magic is deception. But it is a deception we enjoy. To enjoy being deceived, an audience must first suspend its disbelief. It was the poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge who first suggested this receptive state of mind.
I try to convey a semblance of truth in my writing, to produce for these shadows of the imagination a willing suspension of disbelief that, for a moment, constitutes poetic faith.
This faith in the fictional is essential for any kind of theatrical experience. Without it, a script is just words. Augmented reality, just the latest technology. And sleight of hand, it's just an artful demonstration of dexterity. We are all very good at suspending our disbelief. We do it every day while reading novels, watching television, or going to the movies. We willingly enter fictional worlds where we cheer our heroes or cry for friends we never had. Without this ability, there is no magic. It was Jean-Robert Houdin, France's greatest illusionist, who first recognized the role of the magician as a storyteller. He said something I posted on the wall of my studio.
A conjurer is not a juggler. He is an actor playing the part of a magician.
Which means magic is theater, and every trick is a story. The tricks of magic follow the archetypes of narrative fiction. They are tales of creation and loss, death and resurrection, and obstacles that must be overcome. Now, many of them are intensely dramatic. Magicians play with fire and steel, defy the fury of a buzzsaw, dare to catch a bullet, or attempt a deadly escape. But audiences don't come to see the magician die. They come to see him live. Because the best stories always have a happy ending. The tricks of magic have one special element. They are stories with a twist. Now, Edward de Bono argued that our brains are pattern matching machines. He said that magicians deliberately exploit the way their audiences think.
Stage magic relies almost wholly on the momentum error. The audience is led to make assumptions or elaborations that are perfectly reasonable, but do not, in fact, match what is being done in front of them.
In that respect, magic tricks are like jokes. Jokes lead us down a path to an expected destination. But when the scenario we have imagined suddenly flips into something entirely unexpected, we laugh. The same thing happens when people watch magic tricks. The finale defies logic, gives new insights into the problem, and audiences express their amazement with laughter. It's fun to be fooled. Now, one of the key qualities of all stories is that they are meant to be shared. We feel compelled to tell them. When I do a trick at a party, that person will immediately pull their friend over and ask me to do it again. They want to share the experience. It makes my job more difficult because if I want to surprise them, I need to tell a story that starts the same but ends differently. A trick with a twist on a twist. Keeps me busy. Now, experts believe that stories go beyond their capacity for keeping us entertained. We think in narrative structures. We instinctively connect events and emotions and transform them into a sequence that can be easily understood. It's a uniquely human achievement. We all want to share our stories, whether it is the trick we saw at the party, the bad day at the office, or the beautiful sunset we saw on vacation. Today, thanks to technology, we can share those stories as never before, by email, Facebook, blogs, tweets, the tools of social networking. These are the digital campfires around which the audience gathers to hear our stories. We turn facts into similes and metaphors and even fantasy. We polish the rough edges of our lives so that they feel whole. Our stories make us the people we are, and sometimes the people we want to be. They give us our identity and a sense of community. And if the story is a good one, it might even make us smile. Thank you. Thank you. So, magic is a very introverted field. While scientists regularly publish their latest research, we magicians do not like to share our methods and secrets. That is true even amongst peers. But if you look at creative practice as a form of research or art as a form of R&D for humanity, then how would a cyber illusionist share his research? So about 5 years ago, I started an exercise in openness and inclusiveness by reaching out into the open source software community to create new digital tools, tools for magic that could eventually be shared with other artists, designers, developers, engineers, to start them off further on in their process and to get them to the poetry faster. I'd like to show you something now which came out of these collaborations. It's an augmented projection tracking and mapping system, a digital storytelling tool. And I'm going to use it to tell you a little bit about a hero of mine. Maybe we can bring down the lights, the front lights. So, this is his story. It all began on a dark and stormy night. It was the 10th of July, 1856. Lightning lit the sky and a baby was born. His name was Nikola Tesla. The baby grew into a very smart guy. Let me show you. Tesla, what is 236 multiplied by 501?
The result is 118,236.
Well, Tesla's brain worked in the most extraordinary way. When a word was mentioned, an image of it instantly appeared in his mind. Tree, chair, girl. They were hallucinations which vanished the moment he touched them. Probably a form of synesthesia, but it was something he later turned to his advantage. Where other scientists would play in their laboratory, Tesla created his inventions in his mind.
To my delight, I discovered I could visualize my inventions with the greatest facility.
And when they worked in the vivid playground of his imagination, he would build them in his workshop.
I needed no models, drawings, or experiments. I could picture them as real in my mind, and there I run it, test it, and improve it. Only then do I construct it.
His great idea was alternating current. But how could he convince the public that the millions of volts required to make it work were safe? To sell his idea, he became a showman.
We are at the dawn of a new age, the age of electricity. I have been able, through careful invention, to transmit with a mere flick of a switch electricity across the ether. It is the magic of science.
Tesla has over 700 patents to his name. Radio, wireless telegraphy, remote control, robotics. He even photographed the bones of the human body. But the high point of his career was harnessing the raging powers of Niagara Falls and bringing light to a city. But Tesla's success as an inventor didn't
I
last.
had bigger ideas. Illuminating the city was only the beginning. A world telegraphy center. Imagine news, messages, sounds, images delivered to any point on the world instantly and wirelessly.
It was a great idea. Expensive too.
They wouldn't give me the money.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have told them it could be used to contact other planets.
Yes, that was a big mistake.
Tesla's career as an inventor never recovered. He became a recluse. Dodged by death, he spent much of his time in his suite at the Waldorf Astoria.
Everything I did for mankind. For a world where there would be no humiliation of the poor by the violence of the rich. Where products of intellect, science, and art will serve society for the betterment and beautification of life.
Nikola Tesla died on the 7th of January, 1943. His final resting place is a golden globe that contains his ashes at the Nikola Tesla Museum in Belgrade. His legacy is with us still. Tesla became the man who lit the world. But this was only the beginning. Tesla's insights were profound.
Tell me, what will man do when the forests disappear? When the coal deposits are exhausted?
Tesla thought he had the answer. We are still asking the questions. Thank you.